Hello out there. Welcome to the Heavy Montes Comedy Show. Now in America, one of my homeboys called me, told me to turn on the TV. I turned on the TV, and it was an old man speaking at the Knesset. That's the Israel Parliament, they tell me. And that old man looked like a hobo and a bum. Did I look real close? It was Donald Trump. He got up there. A couple of protesters came in. Said, get off the stage. After what he did to those to Gaza, he got the nerve to show his face in the place, America. You know, talking about you want to get a Nobel Prize or reduces the Gaza script to rebels. So America, I want to tell everybody out here today is that the Republican Party is trying to sell America a load of garbage because they're a garbage party, America. You see what I'm saying? Now, they have nothing to offer the American people. Now, I told you, Kim Jeffries, he don't play. You know, they sent Mike Lawler, that moderate so-called Republican maggot dog from New York, won't stand up in New York. That's the reason why you can't vote for no Republican in New York. You can't take no chance, huh? They are going against your state. You see what I'm saying? You can't take a chance. Mike Lawler, he brought his old raggedy ass up there to Akeem's office. Akeem saw him, walked up on him like it was a shootout at the OK Corral. And Akeem said, shut your mouth and let me talk. Donald Trump sent your raggedy, dirty ass up here to lie to the American people. And you didn't come here with nothing but that big, dirty bill. Look at that, America. Now, heavy knows when somebody's trying to play you for a fool, and Donald Trump has played all these maggots for food, 77 million of them, especially those farmers. Oh, he did them wrong. Nah, he talking about he want to pass a bill. And I saw the farmer, you know, in Arkansas. He was on one of those YouTube channels, you know, and they asked him, they said, farmer, would you vote for Donald Trump again after he took your farm? And he said, yeah. And now they begging for money, begging for socialism. See what happens, America. You know, Heavy Monte. I come around here with 42 years of experience of working for the federal government. They have been my only and solely employer, besides being a great DJ and a comedian and a rookie podcaster, America. You see, I know how the federal government works. We have our ups and our downs. And I'll tell you right now, this is a down for the Republican Party. Because the Republican Party crazy. You know, they're like a dog that caught a car. You see what I'm trying to say? By the tailpipe, you let it go real fast. But the Republicans don't know how to let it go. Shit, dogs are smarter than Republicans. That's what I call Republicans low down, dirty dogs. You see what I'm saying? They don't want to play fair. They don't want to tell the truth. Now they bring this hobo, Donald Trump, parade him in front of us, tells us that this man is a Christian righteous man. You know. Now, America, I don't know what made them maggots voted for Donald Trump, but I can tell you one thing. I'm from Charleston, South Carolina. And I was a little boy. They had this root lady. That's a lady you go to. They can put a spell on your ass. You see what I'm saying? Uh, One of the things that she was famous for is when a woman, man was stepping out on her, and she wanted to stay home. She told the woman to bury a pair of her underwear in the backyard. He couldn't go nowhere, and it worked because I heard the women talking around about it when I was a child. Donald Trump must have got some of that shit put in the Kool-Aid. He must have been seeing the root lady because they're Republican crazy. Now, come on. Now, Utah, you know, I don't understand Utah. Now, Utah, he had a big rally in Utah. Most of you people may have forgotten, but that here he didn't. It's where a bunch of maggots almost froze to death. You know what I'm saying, America? They almost froze to death. Donald Trump got his ass out there, but he didn't send the bus of them people. They were shaking America. They said some people, a guy lost a pinky toe or some shit like that. But America, Donald Trump he's abused. He was a domestic abuser. He was abusing those maggots, before he was elected president. I'm gonna tell you how. I told you about my good friend Benji, Benji Smalls. He told me I could use his name and tell a story here. Now Benji, Benji, he was a big time, Trump supporter. Now he was used to be a liberal, and he was messing around with this woman I told you, I forgot her name. Yeah, Kathy Simmons, and she's a maggot. She don't care if you know she's a maggot. She'll tell you she's a maggot. You know. She got hold of my friend Benji, took him to the maggot church. I told him, I said, Benji, stay your ass out of that that church. But it was a girl there he was trying to mess around with. She might have buried her drawers in the yard. Got him stuck. I don't know what happened to him. But I saw him one day. He was a word I invented, maggotize. He was wearing the hat, the shirt, the pants, the shoes, and the socks. I said, man, oh Lord, my friend got maggotize. I tried to talk to him, and he didn't want to listen to me. He, we stopped talking for a little while and stuff, and then this he this what caused the problem with him. This is what he first realized that Trump was taking him, like he was taking the rest of those maggots. He took and did a donation for $25 to Trump, and that shit kept coming out of the check for about 12 months. But he did get his money back. I think something happened, they gave him the money back and everything like that. So he been bad ever since then. That's the reason he told me I could use his name and tell the story of America. It is a story of a country, a great country. Right before the election, I was walking around my community and I was looking at all the money. You know what I'm saying? Nice houses, nice people walking around, And I live in a community. You can walk outside at 2 o'clock in the morning, nobody bother you. I don't think we had a crime here in 100 years. You see what I'm saying? Who would want to risk giving that up in your small towns and your communities? You want to give up all of that because they got bullshit you that you white. Tell you that, these dark people are doing shit to you, the black people, they're taking your space, they're gonna replace you and shit. You see what I'm trying to say? At the same time, convincing you that was more important than healthcare, racism, they're gonna take over. You see? It's stupid. That's what I said. We need to get rid of this race card. And when Americans and politicians talk, they should be talking for all. So we want to get the health, rate up and health care for everybody. We want to make sure we take care of people and provide them with basic services. Because when somebody else have basic services, we're all healthy. We can, not wait till the man have a woman have dead to try to help them. That's what we're going through right now. The healthcare system sucks right now. We know, you know. And so I was looking at it today, like in the state of Arizona. If you're paying $442 right now for your healthcare, you know, it goes a month. It goes from 442 to almost $1,700. That's what you're going to be paying because you have to look at it like this here. Donald Trump runs a criminal organization, and then billionaires to get together. You saw him, right? It was Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg had his hair all teased and shit. This one lady, all of her stuff was out, one billionaire wife, and they walked in there. Shit, we own you. We got Elon. He was going around, doing stuff, save money. At the same time, spending more money. See, these Republicans got a racket with them. That's why you have to laugh and you have to vote and you have to be serious, America. This is your life. This is your children's lives. Look up the word in the dictionary democracy. Look up fascism. Look up dictatorship. Huh? Then look these words up. Do some research and some history. We all fall together. We are one people, and we are going to demand that our government treat us as such. That's all. You see what I'm trying to say? Huh? Treat us the same. But the government don't treat us the same now. They treat blacks different from the so-called whites, liberals from the so-called, I'm trying to say conservatives. Huh? But if the basic things that everybody needs is there, then the fighting should stop. That's why you need to give your people health care, government. Huh? That's why you need to make sure people have clean drinking water, government. And you need to make sure people have jobs, government. And if you don't believe me, that's what China's doing. China is, making millionaires and spending money, the government money to build their nations, to educate people. You see? We better start doing the same damn thing, but we're going to be forced to, or we're going to get left behind. We have the people we need right here. All we need to do is educate them, regardless of their color. You understand? A genius can be white, a genius can be black, a genius can be whatever. But the genius is all Americans. Huh? Take it from a music man, huh? A blues man, Heavy Monte. I want to say that in music, there are all kinds. And everybody says they're the best. Country and Western music say, we're the best. No Beyonce. You know? Rhythm and blues. They steal them country Jews stole our music. Huh? Hip hop. You see the sad? They steal hip hop, added to the country. You know what's going on? But it's all music. And it all falls under music. Hmm? And all of us should fall under the term Americans. You see? Huh? We should be sick and tired of the government playing us for fools, playing whites against blacks. You tell them, white man or black man or whoever you are, the next time they come with that bullshit, we're not listening to that crap. Huh? If they're talking that hate, if they're talking misogyny, if they're saying that people can't be who they are, you don't vote for them, and that's the Republican Party. So Heavy Monte says, never, ever vote for a Republican because they are notorious liars, America. You see what kind of condition they have our country in? Man, I was embarrassed today. I'm serious. When I was watching Donald Trump on TV today, I was seriously embarrassed. He was leaning over, couldn't hardly breathe. You see what I'm trying to say? His ankles were hurting him because he couldn't hardly stand. You see what I'm saying? And the Republican Party will lose their shield. So they're trying to keep him alive as long as they can. You see what I'm trying to tell you? Like the weekends at Bernie's weekend every day with him. Because if he falls, you know, they have no more excuse to do what they are doing together. So we have America, a pervert president, they tell me. They tell me, possibly a pervert, they tell me. Tell me he might be a Russian spy, they tell me. They tell me that he's backed up by a criminal Republican Party in the House and in the Senate, and by a criminal Supreme Court, a maggot Supreme Court. Joe Scarborough came and said it. And Joe Scarborough's scary, right? But Joe Scarborough came out on MSNBC, and I was proud of him because Heavy was saying it all along. We have a low down, dirty, maggot Supreme Court. This is Heavy Monte for the Heavy Monte podcast and the Heavy Monte Comedy Show, saying please subscribe to my YouTube channel and never, ever vote for a Republican.